case counts among children are increasing more rapidly than our case counts among adults.
Right now on Up with KREM, Idaho health leaders worried about rising number of COVID cases in kids.
It's a chilly start to the day across much of the inland Northwest. That means we should talk about how rare cold weather is this time of year and how cool we actually start to get.
So this right here is what measures how much natural gas you use in your house. We'll tell you why you might see an increase in your natural gas bill.
All eyes are on the Mariners as they take another base to a wild card spot in the MLB playoffs.
Here comes counting. Torrance, he's getting waved home.
Up with KREM begins now with Tim Pham, Channing Curtis, and Jeremy Legoo.
We're starting things off this morning with some breaking news that happened overnight as 2 people were injured in a drive-by shooting near Gonzaga's campus Tuesday evening.
Yeah, Spokane police saying the shooting happened just after 6:30 last night. The 2 people hurt are expected to be okay.
Now, police say they don't believe this shooting is actually connected to Gonzaga students.
This is, of course, a developing story, and we'll bring you more information as it comes in. Our other big story here at the 6 o'clock hour, COVID-19 hospitalizations hit a new high in Idaho. The Gem State is reporting 774 people hospitalized as of Friday.
Idaho Health and Welfare held their weekly COVID-19 briefing on Tuesday, and emotions ran high.
I worry every single day about the potential of seeing a child's death notice because perhaps they were too young to get the vaccine or had underlying health conditions that prevented them from getting the vaccine.
Deputy State Epidemiologist Dr. Catherine Turner says 20% of all cases are infections in children. The number of cases identified among Idahoans under 18 doubled since mid-August.
Number of infections identified among children has recently skyrocketed. We surpassed our previous record set in December of 2020 a month ago, when just over 1,300 cases in children were reported during the last week of August. Last week, nearly 1,700 cases were reported among children.
Now, educators are still concerned about the virus spreading in schools. In Coeur d'Alene schools, there have been just under 400 cases since the school year began.
Meanwhile, happening today, both Washington and Idaho governors will be visiting the inland Northwest.
Now, Idaho Governor Brett Little will visit Coeur d'Alene. Little plans to tour Heritage Health's monoclonal antibody treatment center. The center opened early this month to help treat COVID-19 patients. Governor Little last visited North Idaho in June when he went to Empire Airlines in Hayden. While there, he talked about the state's budget.
Meanwhile, Washington Governor Jay Inslee will first visit Providence Sacred Heart Medical Center, and he will be a part of a meeting with healthcare workers. They will talk about impacts of COVID-19 on healthcare systems across the state. Governor Inslee will also travel to Methow Valley. There, he will talk with local leaders about climate change and wildfire smoke. And he'll also join a meeting with Career Connect Washington. Now, Career Connect actually helps young people find jobs in the region. Inslee will end the day with a tour of Sun Mountain Lodge in Winthrop to see the damages from the fires.
All right, the time is now 6:03. Let's get a look at the forecast. Jeremy, you're bundled up in your coat this morning. It must be a little chilly outside. I know it was when we came in.
Yeah, it really was chilly and a little bit breezy even.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's cooled down quite a bit, especially comparing today to yesterday. And if you compare today to 2 days ago, whew, downright chilly. Right now, we sit at 42 degrees here in Spokane as the sun starts to give us a little pre-dawn light, or pre-sunrise light. I guess we can call this dawn now. 42 degrees, though, it is quite chilly. 42 here in Spokane. Still in the mid-40s elsewhere around the inland Northwest. We're just kind of in between the clouds here, and that's what's helping to keep us a little bit cooler. 4 degrees colder than yesterday in Deer Park, 6 degrees colder here in Spokane. Everybody else about a degree, maybe 2 degrees colder than where we were this time yesterday. But I do expect that to drop a little more in the next hour as the sun comes up. That'll be the coldest hour of the day, so it is chilly out there. And we do have a couple of clouds, but for the most part, those clouds depart later today. We're talking a sunny Wednesday afternoon. And then as we get into the day tomorrow, another cold front moves in. This one primarily hits the Cascades. A little bit of that moisture starts moving out, but that's after dark on Thursday. So Thursday night into Friday is when we get the big impacts from that. But ahead of that cold front, we warm up. So today, another one of those cool ones. We're topping out near 60 this afternoon, but don't worry, it comes with plenty of sun.
All right, it is time for your morning rush. More news in less time.
3 former Washington State University students pleaded guilty to supplying liquor to a minor on the same night Sam Martinez died. Martinez died of alcohol poisoning in 2019 at a WSU fraternity event. The former fraternity members were sentenced to 8 months of probation. Court documents show they spent one night in jail and will pay more than $500 in fines. 12 other people are facing the same charge. Martinez's parents filed a wrongful death lawsuit last year against the university and Alpha Tau Omega fraternity, which he was pledging to join.
Today, University of Washington students start fall classes, but some of those students say they feel unsafe being back on campus. So a group of those students are demanding that the university offer remote learning to everyone this fall. They started an online petition which explains that requiring students to come back to campus contributes to COVID-19 super spreading conditions. They even use science to back up their arguments, saying that scientists have predicted a peak in mid-October with daily deaths more than triple what they are now. Students who were back on campus ahead of today shared some of their thoughts.
I'm super excited, but I also understand if people don't want to come back to school. I think that there should definitely be an online option for people who don't feel safe or comfortable being on campus.
Seattle was one of the first major cities to have our entire city 70%, 60% fully vaccinated. So I feel pretty safe, and honestly, online is not a good way to do school.
Now, students also say that some have pre-existing conditions that put them in danger of serious illness or even death if they get COVID.
Gonzaga alum Courtney Vandersloot had a historic night in the WNBA semifinals. She had 18 assists in double overtime. The 18 assists is significant because it is the WNBA playoff record. Vandersloot has also had a triple-double with 12 points and 10 rebounds. She becomes only the second player in WNBA history to have a triple-double in the playoffs. The Sky's next game is tomorrow. That's your morning rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #WithKREM on social media.
Avista customers could see a potential increase in their gas bill this winter. This morning, Nicole Hernandez is explaining what changes customers could see in their bills come November. And one of the most popular seasonal ingredients doesn't actually contain pumpkin. Next, our verified team spoke with the experts about the history of pumpkin spice. And a government shutdown could be coming if Congress does not approve more federal spending. 800,000 government workers could be furloughed. On the CW22, we're taking a look at some of the government services that could be affected.
And of course, we'll take you back outside and talk the weekend. After all, it's Wednesday. It's basically downhill until the weekend. Oh, and it's looking like a great one.